Hello YouTube, I'm just waiting to see that if streaming is working, and if it is, I'm going to carry on. I'm actually busy revamping the channel, so there'll probably be an intro screen next time we do a proper live stream, but we will see. Time will tell, basically. Let's see. Am I actually live? This is important. Hi Judy. There we go. Yes, I am live. So, it's me, HPZ, here again tonight, and wow. This is gonna be a big one, and hopefully a good one. I'm really hoping that all of this works out, and yeah. So, where to start? Okay. So, as many of you know, I'm a little bit cursed when it comes to homes. I mean, since 2014 to 2016, I moved like something like 4 to 5 times in 2 years. And I normally rent, so at the stage I couldn't afford to buy the place, and I still can't technically, but nonetheless, I normally rent a place. I stay there for a year and a bit, and then the landlord decides to sell the place, or that there's problems with the landlord, or the place is too small, and I'm forced to move. So, like when I moved to Westville, I never saw the house before I moved in, so we basically, it was an emergency. I had to move down in a few weeks. We went onto Facebook and we saw our house like being renovated inside, and we spoke to the person, and he's like, "No, it's plenty big inside, and we should move in, and all of that jazz." So I got to Westville, and first thing, the house was in a terrible place because it was like a guy's garage, but he had like the bottom house in a valley, so it was this massive uphill to try and get to it. So we couldn't even get the truck out of this place. And then when you got inside, it was absolutely tiny. It was like 68 square meters. I stayed there for 6 months, and then he decided he's going to sell his house because now clearly he's got a tenant, so he can show the new buyer that he's got a tenant, so people want to stay there. And this place wasn't great. The walls weren't painted, the doors weren't painted, nothing was sealed. It used to be a garage. It had this musty smell, and mold grew everywhere. And then I found the current house that I absolutely love, and if I could, I would stay here forever. So about 3 weeks ago, the landlord, first thing I wake up and there's this whole bunch of people just arrived here, like one of these one-ton trucks with like 4 or 5 people. So I spoke to the landlord. It's like, no, they're here to pressure wash the walls. Okay, I'll close my windows and take a pressure wash outside and do their thing. I don't mind. Later that same day, I got a message. Hi, I've got an estate agent here that wants to just have a look at the place. Fuck. I know exactly what that means. I quickly phoned him and said, "Hi, well, what's this business with estate agent?" "Oh, we just want to evaluate what the properties are worth and all of that." And okay, well, okay, you can let them in. I don't like people coming into my house without me physically in person being here. So they let this person in, and that afternoon, that's fine. I sat down, I spoke to him, and he spanned me this long story about, oh, he's actually moving overseas, and he's going to try and rent first, but as a last resort, he might sell the place. And yeah, sure. Okay. I've been down this road before a few times. Following day, painters arrived to paint the place. Now, these guys decided to open all my windows and paint the inside of my windows without my approval, and managed to throw something very valuable of mine onto the floor, breaking it into pieces. Luckily, not computer or retro related, but like sort of a family. It's something that I got from my stepfather's family, the only thing I ever got from them. So it's valuable to me. It has a sentimental value. So I like letting know of this, and I started noticing that he's not just painting my place, he's painting his place, he's fixing the roofs, he's selling. I go into a panic, and I don't know if you watched the last live stream, but I was not in a good place, to say the least. I started talking and initially started looking for another place to rent. Money's tight, and there isn't. If I do go rent, it's the same as the first place I got in Westport. Ultra tiny. Used to be a garage, converted into a granny flat. Not the sort of place I can stay in. That place destroyed me emotionally. It worked on my depression. And every day coming home, I didn't want to be there. It's too small. I felt cramped and anxious, and anxiety set in. And that's my phone in the background going crazy because so there's a lot of work to do. But anyway. So I had a long conversation with my mom and my stepfather, and I was saying, I can afford, if I buy a place, I can afford the bond. That's it. So if you buy a place in South Africa, you need to do transfer fees and lawyer costs, and when you do that, it's about 20% of the price of a property, but you can't include it into the bond. So I spoke to them, and I'm like, is there anything that they can do? And they're like, yeah, we actually helped your sister out a few years ago, and they didn't tell me this. I'm like, okay, can you help me out maybe with this? And they agreed. So suddenly I've got the opportunity to physically buy my first place. Now this is going to be a 30-year bond, so for 30 years I'm going to pay for this house. But it's fine because I looked at it and I did my calculations. I can actually rent out the house for more than what the bond is worth. So if something happens, if I lose my job, if something terrible happens, I can go and I can rent out this place and move my stuff somewhere else. If I have to move to Gauteng or whatever, I can do this. It's not impossible. And then also that place will get paid off per month. And I think this is what a lot of these rental agencies actually do. And that you're paying for someone else's bond when you rent. So if I actually bought a house when I moved out, which was in I was 18 at the time, 2004, 2005 or 6 thereabout, I've probably had a big chunk of that bond paid off already, because the market price back then was low compared to now. So nonetheless, I found a place. I've got a place to stay, and I thought I'll go through the video just so we can all watch and I can tell you what my plans are and what the place looks like. Be aware the video quality isn't the best. It's not the best sort of video workmanship I've done. Initially I took this video just as a sort of record for me, and yeah, it's a thing. Judy, I know you're typing in the comments, but what I'll do is I'll answer the comments after the video, because this is something that I need to keep my trail of thought going. You guys know me, I like to ramble. So let's have a look at that. So this was shot, it starts up in the computer room, what's going to replace this room. In terms of size, it's a tiny little bit smaller, but it has like a weird balcony sort of thing where I can use like storage, just like throw shit in there. But anyway, so it starts off here, and of course I'm just going to mute the media source so that you don't hear two of me, which I'm sure that'll be bad. So we've got this room here. It has nice big cupboards, so I can do a lot of storage in there. And there's a little bit of a water leak that used to be there, but as you can see, it was painted over several years ago, because you can see the outline and things, and there's actually dust that's settled onto the paint. So it's not a problem that I need to fix. So I basically go and just look through cupboards, just checking the storage size out, looking for water damage, because that's a good place for water damage. So you can see there's a stain there from that roof leak, but it's all dry. There's a lovely window. Oh no, this is actually the master bedroom. This is not going to be the computer room. This is my master bedroom. Okay, so it's quite a nice room. I can definitely fit a bed and a computer in there. Then there's a bathroom. Sorry guys, I need to grab that. I don't know who's phoning me. Oh, that's the landlord. I'm gonna mute you guys for a second. I can't really pause. Ooh, that was the estate agent. You see, so when you buy a place, you can't not take the phone calls. But anyway, so this is going to be the computer room. A very big room. There's no light bulb in there. And then you saw just now there's a little balcony section there. Unfortunately, I can't pause this video. It would be nice if I could. But yes, basically there's enough space in there to have the 4 free computer stations and the repair desk. So this main desk that I've got now will be there. I'll put this secondary computer right next to it, and then the opposite side will be the repair desk. I don't know where I'll put the parts and stuff, but we'll get to that. I'll make a plan. I need to make a plan to make everything work. So all of this is going to go in there, and it's going to be its own thing. And I want it all set it up in such a way that I can easily get access to my parts, because it's a bit better laid out than what I've got now. What I've got now is I've got 2 areas I can't use. There, I shouldn't have any areas that I can't use. So here you can see those 2 rooms are basically upstairs. And sorry guys for taking a phone call. But if you buy a house, you must take the phone call. So it's one of those things. Okay, so there's a crack there. That's cosmetic apparently. It's not something I should worry about. You can see it's an old house with old fixtures, and all the walls need repainting. So that's the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go and redo the paint. And then also there's like a crack there at the floor, so you can see there that the actual tiles have moved a little bit, but there's like dust in between and dirt and stuff, so it means that it's settled, which is important. It's not going to move any more than it's already moved, which is fantastic. Okay, then this is going to be like the lounge area and TV area. I'm going to absolutely pack this full of stuff and get as much of my stuff in there as possible. Okay, so that's going to be there. You can see that's how dirty the walls are. The walls need a paint. So at the end of this, you see there at the end there's like an open section. I'm going to paint that a different color, and I'm going to turn that into a YouTube studio. And I'm going to do my presentations and my things there. Or I'm going to try to at the very least and see how that goes. And we've got a stove here. The stove is in dire needs, but you know what? It just has to work for me. There's a little kitchen area there. There's a place there for my fridge. There's a very old DB board. Now, that's absolutely ancient. Now, luckily, when you buy a place in South Africa, they can't sell it to you without an electrical certificate. So if I get an electrical certificate, I know this place is safe. where I can move in without any worries or hassles or anything like that. There's lovely stairs, but once again, that the actual rugs is absolutely terrible. Yeah, it's the rugs are bad. The lighting is very bad as well. The lighting definitely will need some TLC, but it's my place now. I can paint it, I can change the lights, I can do absolutely everything I want in this place without feeling guilty. And outside, there's like a little courtyard area. I don't know what I'm going to use that for, but I can think of something. And there's the bedroom from the other side. Now I can see that a lot of people have air conditioning and stuff in there already. It all depends on what I want to add, but I noticed that some of the air conditioning, there's some stuff hanging around there. So I'll keep this playing in the background. So you guys saw now what my vision is, what I want to do here. Several things. I've put in an offer to purchase. That offer to purchase has been accepted. So the next stage is actually going to the banks and saying, hi, I need a loan. I've got a very good credit record. I don't see any reason why they won't approve me. I mean, things like my car normally takes like a week to clear for a car alone. I just phone them up and they're like, okay, we'll pull you up. Oh, you've got a very good credit score and AAA plus or whatever the top rating is. And they're like, okay, it's yours. Just go. Okay, and things like that. So I know I can get the loan for this, and it falls within budget, falls into the exact same price I'm paying at the moment. I can't believe it. I'm paying the same price. Now, one thing to bear in mind is this is Pinetown, it's not Westville. If I bought this exact property in Westville, I would pay 900,000 Rand for it. I'm paying about 2/3 of that in Pinetown, so it's not a great area. But I had a look at damage for break-ins and stuff. There's no damage or marks that this place has been broken in. It's a good area. Okay, it's good people staying there. I went there on a Saturday because that's a good time to tell. So you can see what cars are parked outside. And you can kind of figure out, you know, is this a good area? Can I trust this place? Etc. etc. Now, the house has a lot of little details like that that needs to be fixed. And that's all stuff that I can do. You know, I don't mind at all. The big thing is going to be painting the place. There's like this board there on the wall that behind that there's like pipes and stuff running through apparently. It's easy access, but I'm just going to take that out and put a lovely something there. I'm probably going to make a photo frame and put like a photo behind it and screw it onto the thing or something to hide it or make something, but it's lovely. But I can't wait for this computer room because this has so much potential, because I can put all of my stuff in there and not worry. I can put all of my boxes and things, and there's enough space in there for several desks, several computers, and I can really turn it into something nice. At the back, you see there's the paint cans and tiles, and there's like a board of some sort. I don't know what that was for. All of those windows I need to replace. That's just nasty. I don't know why people let it go to such an extent. But the place is in really good condition. I'm really impressed. I can't see anything majorly wrong with it. And it's safe and secure. It does actually have like a little outside area as well. There's a little garden in front, but it's fairly useless in terms of showing you guys what's there. So I'm honestly excited, and it's gonna cost a lot of money. There's like activation fees for lights. There's like a key fee. There's like a fee to pay to the what do you call it, the caretakers, or well, it's in an estate, so you basically pay like a levy every month. But even with that levy, even with the extra taxes, it works out the same price as what I'm paying now. It's silly. And I could have moved into this 2 years ago. But anyway, it has a lot of potential, but it needs a lot of work. And there's a lot of things that normal people look at and go, ooh, I don't like that. Or, ooh, that's a bit off. Or that's not for me, or whatever the case may be. But for me, this place looks really nice. And I'll be happy to move in here. And going to be happy to move in. So I thought I'll share that with you, and there's going to be a second stream in a few minutes of me playing Duke Nukem, the last episode or the third episode. I don't think that's the last. I think the fourth one is only the part of plutonium or something of the sort, so it's not one you have to play. But yeah. Okay, then let's look at some comments here. Judy, Lucky, it's my day off. You're also cursed, apparently. You got a PlayStation Classic. Nice. It's I haven't even sitting here. I haven't even opened it. Okay. You sold your car. I'm sorry to hear that, Judy. Maybe you can use all of that money towards something else. And Nick's channel is family friendly. Okay, that's awesome. I hope he gets some more views and stuff. He deserves it. Yeah, you like the toilets. Don't worry, I'm not going to judge you on the toilets. And yeah, that's all the comments done. So, content-wise, I'm still going to produce as much content as I possibly can. Nothing has changed there. And I'll keep you guys updated with the content. And we'll just take it from there. Several things have to change in my life. I need to start packing and moving. Everyone has seen my collection by now. It's a massive collection of games and DVDs and stuff. And I need to, within March, I need to have everything moved in, and then I'm going to stay there. So it's going to be a monumental pain in the backside. I'm going to start packing as soon as I get the okay go from the bank saying, hi, your loan has been approved. I'm going to start packing, and that would mean in February, mid-February's time. I plan to be mid-March in here. There's going to be 1 month overlap in March, and yeah. I'm hoping that everything is going to work out. I'm hoping that I'm going to have a happy life again. You guys, I wish I could talk to you about anxiety and what that feels like, depression, and being so phenomenally scared due to what happened to you in the past when you had to move before, that you can't physically function at work, that you can't think of things to do, that you can't make movies, that you can't have fun. And that's been the last 2 weeks for me, more or less, ever since I got that news of this place being sold, because it hit me like a truck. And luckily I had people I could fall back on. And I feel sorry for everyone that doesn't. Not everyone has this opportunity. Not everyone has parents that they can lean on and say, okay, can you help me with this? Can you assist? Not everyone has it. So for me, it was a godsend. And I'm lucky. I'm grateful. And I'm grateful for everyone that watches these videos. And I'm grateful for everyone that puts up with my mediocre content on YouTube, and for the support structures that those people bring me, because a lot of times you guys have brought me a lot of support and a lot of positivity for me to get through the day. The bathrooms and that needs. Sorry, I'm just looking at the. I'm rambling. I'm talking in circles. But all of this is stuff that I can do, and I could finally feels like I can get my life together, and I can sort of adult. I can become that adult that I need to be in this existence, because one of the things that people expect you to do is part of adulting, is having your own place and doing your own thing. You know? So that's what is important to me. So yeah, okay. It's me, HBZ, signing off. Expect within the next 30 minutes or so another live stream. We're going to be playing 3D last episode, and I'm going to see if I can't do that for 2 hours, and then I'm going to call it a night because I need to be up tomorrow to meet the estate agent at 8 o'clock. So I need to be out of the house quite early. I'm hoping that things work out. I've suffered long enough. Anyway, HPZ here signing off. There we go.